Welcome to this tutorial on how to use the Twitter software to retweet the latest tweet of a donor account. You will find this functionality underneath the mass retweet menu icon. So if you've seen the other tutorials, we've already gone over how to send normal mass retweets, how to retweet all new retweets of a specified donor account. Now this is slightly different. This is how we will repeatedly retweet the latest tweet of a donor account. In case you're asking yourself why you might want to do this, it's a way you can use your feeder accounts to help feed users and traffic towards the main account. So I'll show you how to set up. You enter your donor account or the main account, your money account, whatever account it is that is going to have the tweet we're going to be constantly retweeting. You need to make sure you have the box unretweet if already retweeted. That means when we come to retweet the tweet, if it's already retweeted, we'll unretweet it and tweet it again. As we retweet the tweet, it then gets added back to the top of our stream. So any followers you have to your fake accounts, to your feeder accounts, to your additional accounts, they will constantly be seeing, well not constantly, they will be often seeing this new retweet from your main donor account. Hopefully the idea is that they will be following it to see the main account. So I only have two test accounts loaded into the program. I'm going to check them both. Then we can specify a pause. So do we want to be hammering the retweet at the same time? We're going to set up a pause. For this functionality, and depending on how many accounts you are using, it's probably a good idea to set a pause. That means if you're using, say, 100 accounts, and you've been targeting a similar keyword or a similar niche, then you could have some of the same followers. There's nothing more annoying on your account when you see in your stream the same tweet retweeted by 10 different accounts. So if those users are anything like me, they're probably going to be unfollowing you. Whereas if we spread it out, we can keep this tweet that is retweeted trickling to the top of all our feeder accounts. But as I'm only using 2 accounts here, and for the example, I'm going to set the pause to 0. Before you write in or post to the forum asking what is the perfect time, there is no perfect value. It all depends on your main account, it depends on your feeder accounts. So ultimately you're going to have to test and find out what works best for you. Although it's not the advice people want to hear, they want to hear the magic values which are going to get them hundreds of followers. Everything is different. Really, of all these programs, it's best to test and test. Test, evaluate in a non-stop cycle of re-evaluating what you are doing so you can really target your actions to the best potential promotion targeting you can. So I'm going to want to be repeating this. So we're looking at the repeat values. We can repeat every hour, we can repeat every minute. Repeating every minute is probably a bit too often. Again, find out what works for you. But for this example, I'll repeat a minute, just so we can see the repeat happening. So we can specify how many accounts will be performing the retweet each cycle. Perhaps you've got 100 accounts, but you don't want to be using all accounts all the time. So you could limit it to 10, meaning you're going to use 10% of your accounts randomly each time you do a cycle. In which case you can maybe set a lower cycle, so every minute you're only using 10%. It's going to take 10 minutes before all accounts are properly used. Again, depends on your usage. So once that is all set up, we're going to click Mass Retweet. Go along to our Processing tab, make sure it's running. Then we're going to be using our donor account. get the latest retweets, get the latest tweet, and then retweet it. There we go, done. So an action has been set up for a minute's time. Hopefully just enough time to check out the accounts. Here's one account that I used. So the Root Jazz and Root Jazz Test is retweeted. Let's go to the other account, Root Jazz Testing, and we should see the same. Okay, so we'll go back to the app, and it should be running in about 20 seconds. So we'll just wait for that to happen. Make that 5 seconds. And it should be running any second now once the processor clicks in. There we go. So we're now processing again. The program will attempt to unretweet, and then tweet. Then if we go back to our accounts, probably not much will change because it's been untweeted and then retweeted. But at least we can see it's still there. There we go. So that's how you can use feeder accounts to constantly retweet the latest tweet of a donor account. Any questions on this tutorial, come to the forum at rootjazz.com/forum. Do check out other tutorials for more information. They can be found on YouTube or Vimeo under the channel ID Root Jazz Videos. Thank you for your attention. I hope you found the tutorial useful.